Now, before independence, the legend goes that British soldiers, while waiting for their ships to pick them up, would hang around, make merry, and go a little bit crazy in a small town called Doolally. And that word has now come to symbolize going crazy. That's exactly what a Pune-based startup has done. Sudhir Sayal meets Prateek, Oliver and Suketu, who've done more than just go a wee bit Doolally.
If in wine there is truth, well, in beer there is joy. Joy which gushes out of every mug and foams up right till the last drop. Man's best friend? Just ask Suketu and Prateek, IIM grads who met while they were working with Procter & Gamble in Singapore. That eureka moment, it came over a mug of beer.
There is this beautiful microbrewery in Singapore. Its name is Brewworks, and they make some of the best beers I have ever had. In one of those drunken revelries, we kind of decided that, if we are bored of what we are doing, and if we keep coming here time and again, and if we love the product so much, maybe this idea has a potential to be done back in India.
A microbrewery is a miniature brewery where different types of beers can be brewed. This in turn is attached to a pub where the beer is served fresh. Suketu and Prateek devised a unique partnership model which lent itself to easier scalability.
The model is simple. We as a company focus on efficiently invest money and effort in efficiently building a brewery and making good beer, and we partner with food and beverage partners who handle the hospitality or the restaurant side of it. So they give us space. In that space we set up the brewery, and effectively we sell them beer, and we split revenues on a pre-agreed basis.
Before the microbrewery was set up, the team realized that they also had to create the complete regulatory framework for a microbrewery in India. And while Suketu worked on this, Prateek decided to get some more hands-on experience.
The last 2 months in Singapore, I had dropped my job in Singapore and I was working in the microbrewery. So I started out as working as the waiter for about 2 weeks, worked as the supervisor for about 2 weeks, finally going into management meetings, so on and so forth. So over those 2.5 months, I understood the workings of a microbrewery.
Next step was to recruit a brewmaster, and for this, they turned to the home of beer, Germany. Oliver Schoff, a brewmaster with over 15 years of experience, came on board as a co-owner and chief brewmaster in the firm. With his guidance, the 2 crores they raised from angel investors and a term loan from SBI, they were ready to set up shop. Prateek ventured out not to the wilds but to Lakshmi Road, a wholesale market in the heart of Pune, where he sourced most of the components for their first microbrewery.
The great thing about this place is that you can find anything you might be looking for out here. Under all the chaos, everything is in clusters. You find steel, you find plastics, the pressure gauges for the tanks, the man waste of the tanks, the pipelines, the steel, everything has been taken out right here.
After a wait of 4 long years, Doolally's first microbrewery was set up and ready. And they chose a brand message which reflected their love and passion for beer. From a guided tour of the brewery to its history on the walls. A marketing brief which they worked on along with their angel investor and marketing guru Mahesh Murthy.
You pick a nice kind of quaint British name, Doolally, have that kind of ambience so that it gives off an era of high quality crafted beer as opposed to just the modern, the Kingfisher, United Breweries, Foster's, make it in a billion gallons kind of a thing. And I really thought that this discerning audience would really like to know that there is a history behind it, that there's craft and handmade tradition behind it.
And true to the brief, Doollally's craft beer making process does captivate. Right from the barley grain and hops which are imported from Germany to its transformation in about 3 weeks to full-bodied beer. So the first step of the microbrewing process is where the malt is mixed and heated with the water in this rather large-looking kettle. This stirrer here also tells you how much beer you're producing. Much like wine making, here as well, yeast is added and the beer is fermented in tanks. As Oliver tells us, a microbrewery allows a brewmaster to show off his complete prowess.
The advantage is that you are making small batches which allow you to make many different types of beers. If you would make 10,000 hectoliters of our Christmas beer, Kingfisher would have a hard to sell them. We can make 500 liters and it's possible to sell.
It's a weekend at the brew house, and though the pub is only in its 3rd week, it's already quite a hit with a Pune party goer.
Freshness, good beer, good lager.
It's awesome. That's the only thing I can say about it.
It's the most amazing place to hang out, I think, in the city right now. I mean, it gets you high very quickly and it's very smooth.
Over the next 5 years, Doolally plans to open microbreweries in Delhi, Hyderabad, Kolkata, Mumbai and Chennai. It also plans to make use of its volumes by delivering kegs to other pubs. It's been a hard, long journey, and apart from their love for beer, it's the strength of the team which has kept them together.
We have gone to the brink of bankruptcy and come back I don't know how many times now. Okay, even a couple of months before launch, we had I think 50 rupees in our current account and we had no idea where we would get the money from. Despite all these difficulties, as a team we have stuck together. We very, very strongly believe that we can build a better beer than what is sold in this country.
A better beer? Certainly a worthy cause. So these are the 4 types of beers: a lager, Santa's ale, which is actually made out of cinnamon, a wheat beer, and apple cider, which is actually a sparkling wine. In the future, Doolally plans to launch a Belgian wheat beer and a beer which is actually going to be made out of Indian millets. I'm not going to taste it on camera, but I can assure you it's all very, very good.
And doesn't that look absolutely delicious? And what's more, it's only 100 rupees a mug. In fact, Pub Doolally also organizes live bands at its brew house once a week. So that's just one more reason to go Doolally.